30,000 years ago, a wolf approached a human campfire. It should have been killed on sight. Instead, someone let it stay. That single decision created an animal that doesn't exist anywhere else in nature. No other wild predator did this. Not foxes, not bears, not big cats, just wolves. So what actually happened? The old story is wrong. For decades, the popular version went like this. Cavemen found wolf puppies. They raised them by hand. Generation after generation, they picked the friendliest ones. Eventually, you get a dog. It's a nice story, it's also almost certainly wrong. Here's the problem. Wild wolf pups are not easy to tame. Even hand-raised from birth, they remain skittish, unpredictable, and dangerous. Ancient humans living hand-to-mouth had no spare food, no spare time, and no reason to gamble on raising apex predators as pets. The math doesn't work. So what's the real theory? Self-domestication. Not humans choosing wolves. Wolves choosing humans. Here's how it likely happened. Human camps produced trash, bones, scraps, waste, a consistent, easy food source, sitting right at the edge of human settlements. Most wolves stayed away. Fear of humans kept them at a safe distance. But not all wolves have the same fear response. Within any wild wolf population, there's natural variation. Some wolves are bold, some are cautious, some have a slightly lower flight response to unfamiliar threats. The bold ones approached the trash piles. The cautious ones didn't. Here's the turning point. The bold wolves got an easier meal. Less energy spent hunting, more energy for survival, for reproduction. The wolves with calmer temperaments started outcompeting the wolves with normal wolf temperaments. Not because humans picked them, because the wolves picked themselves, generation after generation, simply by tolerating proximity to people. This is natural selection. Just pointed in an unusual direction, and then something stranger happened. Selecting for calmness didn't just change behavior, it changed bodies. There's a famous experiment that proves this. In the 1950s, a Soviet scientist named Dmitri Belyaev began breeding silver foxes. Not for appearance, not for size. Only for one trait: tameness toward humans. Each generation, he picked the calmest foxes and bred them together. Within just a few generations, something unexpected happened. The foxes didn't just act tamer. They started looking different. Floppy ears appeared, curly tails appeared, patches of white fur appeared. Their skulls became slightly smaller. Their faces became rounder, more juvenile looking. Nobody bred for any of that. This is the part that should surprise you. Selecting purely for calm behavior accidentally dragged a whole package of physical traits along with it. Researchers believe this happens because of a single biological system: neural crest cells. These are cells active early in embryonic development, and they influence both the adrenal glands, which control fear and stress response, and physical features like ear shape, tail shape, and pigmentation. Tone down the fear response. You tone down everything wired to the same biological pathway. Floppy ears were never the goal. They were a side effect of selecting for calm. Now apply that to wolves. The same process likely happened naturally over thousands of years without a single human ever choosing it on purpose. Wolves that tolerated humans bred with other wolves that tolerated humans. Generation after generation, this selected not just for calmer behavior, but for the entire biological package linked to it. Smaller teeth, smaller skulls, floppier ears, curlier tails, rounder faces, patchy coats. Every single trait you associate with a cute dog wasn't designed. It was a side effect of an animal slowly losing its fear of you. Genetics eventually confirmed the timeline. Modern DNA analysis traces the split between dogs and wolves to somewhere between 20,000 and 40,000 years ago, long before agriculture, long before permanent settlements, long before humans had any concept of selective breeding as a deliberate practice. This means dogs split from wolves while humans were still hunter-gatherers, before farming, before villages, before anything resembling civilization. Dogs are older than the wheel, older than writing, older than bread. Here's where it gets even stranger. Some researchers believe this same self-domestication pathway might explain something else entirely. Us, Compared to other primates, modern humans have smaller faces, smaller teeth, lower aggression, and physical traits oddly similar to the domesticated animal package. Some scientists argue that humans underwent a parallel process. Selection against aggression, over tens of thousands of years, may have quietly reshaped our own skulls and faces the exact same way it reshaped the wolf. We may have domesticated ourselves the same way the wolf did. So here's the actual answer. Wolves didn't become dogs because we wanted pets. They became dogs because some of them were just a little less afraid of us than the others. That tiny difference compounded, generation after generation, until an apex predator turned into something that sleeps at the foot of your bed. Nobody designed the dog. Fear did, by disappearing, one wolf at a time. And the most unsettling part isn't that it happened to them, it's that the same quiet process may have shaped you too.